A couple of months ago, I competed in my first bodybuilding show, got super lean, and finally had visible abs. And I realized this one thing: getting lean as a woman is freaking hard. And not only have I done it for myself, but I've also done it for all of the clients that you see here that work inside of our Aligned Fitness coaching program. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the no BS advice on how to actually get lean as a woman. This is gonna be the tough things you need to hear. No fluff, no shortcuts, just truth and transparency. Number one, you may not be ready to get lean yet. And what I mean by that is you maybe don't have enough muscle mass on your body right now to enter into a fat loss phase to look lean. A lot of women underestimate how much muscle you really need to look lean and toned. There's a point where the more weight or fat you lose, it doesn't mean you're gonna get leaner. In fact, I had already been weight training for about 6 to 7 years before I decided to do a bodybuilding show. And when I hired my coach to do this show, I actually was in a building season for a year and a half before even starting our prep for my show. So even after training for so many years, I still was not ready. I still did not have enough muscle mass on my body. And even when I competed, it was my first show, so of course I still have a long way to go. And even after training for so many years, I still don't have that much muscle on my body, and I can definitely go into another growing and building season if I'm ever gonna compete again. I definitely need to put more size on my body. And so I shared this timeline for you just to be very realistic in that your first cut or your first time doing a build is not gonna get you to your dream physique. You also may not be ready to get super lean if your hormones are all jacked up, you've been restricting your calories for a really long time, or you've been in a calorie deficit for a long time, maybe you've already lost some weight. You have to give your body a break. There's gonna be periods of time where you shouldn't be in a calorie deficit. You shouldn't continue to drop your calories down more and more or do more cardio, because your body is not going to respond to that, and you're just gonna be so fatigued, very low energy, you're not gonna be seeing results. So there are some times in your fitness journey where you have to do a reverse diet. You have to increase your food. You have to eat more food. You have to focus on building muscle, becoming stronger, get your body in a good, healthy place. So when you do your fat loss phase, when you do your calorie deficit, that's when it's going to make it so much easier for you. So many women overlook this and they don't want to do a reverse diet, or they don't want to increase their foods because they're afraid of gaining weight. But really all you're doing by not doing this is you're just slowing down your metabolism, and you're going to halt your progress. It's going to be so much harder to get lean, because when you get lean, that means you're obviously lowering your body fat percentage. So you have to eat less food. So if you're already eating a very low calorie diet, you don't have enough room to continue dropping your food down. It would just be very dangerous. And plus you're not even gonna look lean and toned because you still don't have enough muscle mass on your body. So my recommendation is, if you don't have a large body fat percentage, you should probably do a reverse diet first. You should probably do a building season, and not just for 3 months, not just for 6 months, at least a solid year. There's no such thing as a mini bulk or a mini building season. Like, building muscle takes a really long time. Again, I was in a building season for a year and a half before I started my prep for my show, and I still could have put on more muscle. Building muscle is extremely hard, so give yourself a very long time, a very long timeline to actually be in the building phase, because this is where you're building the lean physique. You're not building your lean body during the calorie deficit, because that time is only when you're losing body fat and you're simply just revealing what's underneath. But you need to put in the work to build the muscle so you have that foundation, so you have that definition when you do your cut. Hard truth number 2, you may need to enter a season where you don't have balance. Okay, I know, coming from me, especially if you've been watching my content for a while or you're inside of my coaching program, you know I'm always about a balanced lifestyle. I'm all about sustainability. However, if you want to get lean, you want to really lower your body fat percentage, you want to get very, very lean, and you want to have that visible abs or visible muscle definition, it takes a lot of discipline. You have to be extremely disciplined if you want to achieve a physique like that. I'm not saying that you can't still enjoy fun foods here and there, but you are gonna have to make sacrifices. You can't be going out to eat multiple times per week. You shouldn't be drinking alcohol. You shouldn't be going over your calories and snacking here and there. You have to actually build discipline, and you have to be extremely adherent to your protocols if you want to get very lean, or maybe if you're prepping for a show. Now, obviously, what I did is a lot different than just, losing weight and living a balanced lifestyle. I was prepping for a competition, so I had zero balance, zero flexibility, and I realized realized this is the level of discipline it takes to achieve a physique like that. I didn't go out to eat for 6 months. I didn't drink alcohol for 6 months, and I wasn't going outside of my calories or consuming snacks that I wasn't tracking. I was very, very, very regimented, and yes, I was strict. Now, again, competing is a whole different story. If you're just trying to lower your body fat percentage and you want to get leaner, you can still have some balance, okay? You can still go out to eat in moderation, but it can't be a full binge. You have to be extremely, extremely consistent and very, very disciplined to lose body fat and actually achieve a leaner and toned physique. And that means you're gonna enter a season where you don't have as much balance. Number 3, it's more of a mental journey than it is a physical journey. The reason why so many women will never achieve a lean physique or they will never have visible ab definition is because they get in their own heads. The second it gets hard or the second they doubt themselves or whenever they feel like they want to quit, they lean into those emotions. I see this happen with a lot of women who are starting to track macros for the first time. They start tracking their macros for like a few days or a week. It's so frustrating to them. It's so hard and they just quit and give up on it. If you want to get lean, if you want to change your body composition and achieve the leanest physique that you've ever had, then you need to have discipline. You need to have a tough mentality. You need to have a strong mindset to withstand the hard days, and you need to continue to practice. We all are going to make mistakes and you don't have to be perfect, but you can't just give up on something the second it gets hard. Just realize that everything in your fitness journey, if you're not good at it yet, that's okay, because the more you practice at something, the better you'll get. These are just skills that you don't have yet, but giving up and quitting is the fastest way to never see progress. Hard truth number 4, you need to look for opportunities instead of excuses. If you really want to make changes in your physique and you want to get lean, then you can't be looking at all the reasons why you can't work out, why you can't hit your meal plan, why you can't track your macros. Too often times, us humans are just looking at all the reasons why we can't do something. Well, I have work today. Well, I have kids. Well, I have this came up or that came up. I'm not saying that you're not gonna have challenges. We're all gonna have them, but you need to look for solutions instead of just focusing on the problem. When I was in prep for 6 months, I had so many things that came up. There's so many life struggles that will happen to all of us, but I didn't give myself an option to quit. When you are committed to reach a goal, you put on your problem solver cap. And this is something I tell clients is let's put on our problem solver cap, not our problem finder cap. Because if you're only looking at the excuses, that's all you're gonna see. But you need to start training your brain to look for opportunities. There were times where I ran out of groceries and I could have easily gone to fast food, but instead I Instacarted groceries, or I would go back to the grocery store whenever I needed to. There's gonna be times where random dinners will pop up and you have to go out to eat with family and friends. But what I did in prep, and you don't have to do this to this extreme, this is just for a competition, but I would bring my meals with me. So maybe that's something you wanna do, or maybe that's something where you go out to eat and you just order something that is more macro friendly. Like, it's just really about having the goals at the forefront of your mind. And when things come up, you find a solution. If you get to the gym and the gym is closed, that happened to me sometimes when we were traveling and I would try and go get a workout in at my gym in my hometown and it ended up being closed and I couldn't go in. And so I went to another gym, right? So you just have to have that problem solver mentality of like, problems will come up, but you solve the problem. You don't let it derail you and you don't let yourself give up. Number 5, you need to be an expert at planning. We all know that our life is crazy busy. We have a lot on our plate, but none of that is gonna slow down when you enter into a fat loss phase. Too many times I see women wanting to do a calorie deficit, and they wanna lose fat, but they still haven't even been consistent yet. Entering into a calorie deficit is not going to solve all of your problems. It's not gonna make your life easier. In fact, it's only gonna get harder for you because now you're eating less food and you still have all the stress that you have in life with your family, kids, work. None of that is gonna slow down. So I religiously plan out my entire schedule on Google Calendar. I put everything into my week that I need to do, and I'm an expert planner, but that doesn't mean that things don't come up. There will be times where I can't get my workout in or I have to move things around, but because I'm a problem solver and not a problem finder, I will instantly find the solution and I'm willing to change up my schedule or move things around to where I need to. That way I can really prioritize my workouts and my meal prep. Tip number 6 is it's going to take longer than you think, especially if you are someone who needs to enter into a building phase first or a reverse diet, or you don't have enough muscle mass on your body right now. Just take the amount of time you think it's gonna take to reach your lean and toned physique and just multiply that by 2, maybe even 3. And I'm being very realistic here because people don't realize how long it takes to really transform your physique. I am going on year 8 of my fitness journey, and I'll put my transformation here. I started in 2017 and now it's 2025, and you can see I've made very drastic changes in my body, but this did not happen in 6 months. It didn't happen in 12 months. It didn't even happen in 2 years. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna take you 8 years to achieve your dream physique, but what I am saying is it's gonna take longer than you think. So you need to stop obsessing over the timeline and just get started. Who cares how long it takes? Because I can promise you this, once you reach your goal, you realize it was never even about the timeline anyway. Once you're in a new lifestyle, year after year, it's just about becoming a better version of yourself. Your goals will evolve, your lifestyle will evolve, and you're gonna become the best version of yourself. And that's what this journey is truly about. Hard truth number 7, your leanest physique will probably not be sustainable year round. Especially if you're someone who just did a show or maybe you wanna compete one day, you have to realize that you're only gonna have that body for a few weeks. It's now a little over 2 months since my show, and I have put on some body fat again. I have, gained some weight since then. I'm still relatively lean right now, but just know that the leanest physique, if you want to have like visible abs, you wanna look shredded, you wanna look super toned, it may not be sustainable year round, and that is okay. We also have to take into consideration our actual health, which is why after my show, I wasn't trying to maintain that tiny lean body that I achieved, because I also felt like crap, which we're gonna talk about too. But after that, I did a reverse diet, or I'm currently doing a reverse diet with my coach where we're slowly increasing my food again, and I'm just getting my healthy and balanced lifestyle back. So when you wanna get lean and toned, it will probably just be for a little while. It may not be something you can sustain year round because you're also gonna go through different phases in your fitness journey, especially as you get more advanced. You're gonna go through reverse dieting phases, you're gonna go through bulks and cuts and maintenance phases, and so your body is going to change and evolve each year depending on what your goals are at the time. So you have to love your body through every season. And with that as well, your leanest physique is not always gonna make you happier. Just like I said, even though I was very lean, I was super shredded, it looked cool, I wasn't feeling the best. I actually felt like a zombie pretty much every day, especially those last few weeks of prep where you're just eating very little calories. I was doing so much cardio, it was not sustainable, and I felt very weak. I felt very dizzy, I didn't feel strong. I also didn't feel like my healthiest version of myself. So even though I'm proud of myself for achieving that physique and working really hard and pushing really hard for that, I knew that it wasn't sustainable. My physique now, especially now that I've been eating more food, I feel so much better. I feel happier, I have more energy, I feel stronger, and we're only gonna continue to build from here. So getting leaner and toned is not always gonna make you happier. Now, I do believe that weight loss to an extent does make your life better and does make your life happier. When I first started my fitness journey here, when I was a little chunky back in 2017, I was not happy. I was also unhealthy and tired here. I had no energy. I was getting out of breath just like going up one flight of stairs, and I wasn't taking care of myself. And now I have a great physique that is still relatively lean, but it's not too lean to where it's unsustainable, and I feel so much better. Losing weight has changed my life, but there is to an extent. The smaller and smaller you get, it doesn't always mean the happier that you will get. Now, tip number 8, this is my very tough love one, is that you think you know what you're doing, but you really don't, okay? And what I mean by that is a lot of the times I'll hear people say, well, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it. Or, well, I know exactly what I should be doing, I know what I should be doing, blah, 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 but they really don't know what they're doing because they get their information from YouTube or TikTok or doing their own research, but they've never actually invested in themselves and hired a coach. I've had 4 fitness coaches in my life. I'm also a coach myself, but I've learned so much through just having coaches, learning from each coach, getting areas of expertise, and also investing in myself. For example, my client Samantha came to me and she thought that she was doing everything right. She wanted to get lean and toned, so she was doing lots of cardio, she was doing low carb, she was doing very low calorie diets, and she thought that's what it took to get lean and toned. But sometimes that's the exact opposite of what you need. So I actually increased her food, I took out all the cardio, we mainly focused on just weight training and actually fueling her body properly, doing a reverse diet, and she actually got leaner and more toned, and you can even see her visible ab definition here too. Same thing with my client Emily. She was also doing tons of cardio, keto, low carb, low calories, but she wasn't getting the results that she wanted. So I increased her food. She was eating 2,500 calories per day. We took away cardio and mainly focused on weight training, and that's what actually got her leaner and toned. So a lot of the times you think you know what you're doing, but you're really not, and that's just the hard truth. You need to put your ego to the side, realize that there are people who are much smarter than you when it comes to fitness and nutrition. Invest in yourself, learn from them. It makes sense to invest in your education, to invest in your fitness journey. We do it with college. You go to college, you pay $100,000 for a degree to learn stuff for your career. So why wouldn't you just invest a fraction of that into your own body and health so you can learn how to achieve your progress? And if you're someone who says, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it, then that's the exact point. Why aren't you doing it? Because you don't know what to do and you also don't have accountability. We all need support, we all need guidance, and take it from me, I'm on my 4th fitness coach. I've been with her for the last 2 years, and even though I'm a very disciplined person, I still need accountability. And just knowing that someone is watching over you every day, they give you a meal plan, they give you macros, they give you workouts to do, it just really has that extra layer of accountability where you really want to show up for yourself because you don't want to disappoint yourself and you also don't want to disappoint your coach. When you're doing it on your own, it's really easy to say, I could skip the gym today, I'll just go through the drive-thru, because there's really no consequence. There's no one watching over you, and that's why it's so hard for you to stay consistent. You have zero accountability. With that, maybe you're sitting here thinking, well, how the heck do I actually get results like that? I have a free video down below linked for you that will walk through the exact blueprint of how we get our clients amazing results like this without doing very low carb diets, without doing tons of cardio, and without doing things that are unsustainable. None of our clients do intermittent fasting or keto or Weight Watchers or any of that crap. They do a healthy, balanced lifestyle, and we do have clients who are getting leaner and more toned. They're eating more food, and it is sustainable. So if you want to see exactly how that works, just click the link down below. You can watch it. It's a free video, and it'll explain exactly what we do. This way you can implement it into your own fitness journey too. But I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please save it, subscribe. I'll be posting videos once a week on this channel, so I'm super excited for that. But I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.